Ladies and gentlemen, jealousy is a powerful force, but not in the way we often imagine. It does not inspire greatness or drive us toward our destiny. Instead, it poisons our hearts and minds. It distorts our perception of reality, leaving us dissatisfied with what we have and envious of what others possess. When we allow jealousy to take root in our hearts, it begins to blur the beauty of our own lives. It turns us into critics of others rather than advocates for our own potential. Jealousy doesn't just hurt others, it destroys us from within. So I stand before you today to encourage you to distance yourself from jealousy. Why? Because it will never lead you to a place of peace, fulfillment, or success. The comparison that jealousy breeds leads only to frustration. When you are constantly looking over your shoulder, wondering why someone else has more or is succeeding faster, you miss the greatness that is unfolding in your own life. You lose sight of the unique gifts and opportunities that God has given you. You see, each one of us has a divine purpose, a path that has been carefully designed by God. And that purpose is not dependent on the success or failure of those around you. It is a journey that is uniquely yours, crafted for you to walk in your own time. When you understand your value and purpose, when you begin to realize that you are not in competition with anyone, jealousy begins to lose its grip on your life. You will no longer compare yourself to others, because you will understand that your success does not diminish theirs, nor does theirs diminish yours. There is enough room at the top for everyone to shine. One of the most powerful ways to release yourself from the grip of jealousy is to embrace a mindset of gratitude. Gratitude has the power to transform your perspective, turning what seems like a lack into an abundance. When you begin to focus on all the blessings in your life, no matter how small, they multiply before your eyes. Gratitude shifts your energy from envy to thankfulness. When you see what you already have, you begin to realize that you are already blessed, that you are already on your way to greatness. Gratitude is the antidote to jealousy. It pulls you out of the pit of comparison and sets you on a higher plane of contentment. But let's talk about comparison for a moment. Comparison is one of the greatest traps of jealousy. It keeps you focused on what others have and makes you feel as though you are lacking. Yet the truth is, every person is on their own journey. We each have different struggles, different paths, and different timelines. The success of someone else does not make your success any less valuable. In fact, their victory is proof that success is possible. Celebrate the success of others. Let their accomplishments inspire you, not diminish your self-worth. When you learn to applaud others, you free yourself from the prison of envy, and you create space for your own success to flourish. Ultimately, distancing yourself from jealousy leads you to a life of peace and fulfillment. Peace that comes from within, not from comparing yourself to others or coveting what they have. Fulfillment that comes when you know that what is meant for you will never pass you by. When you stop living in the shadow of others' achievements and focus on your own path, you begin to experience the deep contentment of living a life true to yourself. You begin to walk in the fullness of your purpose, trusting that God is directing your steps and that His plan for you is far greater than any worldly competition. So today, I urge you, distance yourself from jealousy. Let go of the comparisons, the envy, and the bitterness. Embrace your unique purpose, practice gratitude, and celebrate the success of others. When you do, you will find that peace and fulfillment are not just dreams, they are your reality. Jealousy is a silent destroyer, one that works its way into our hearts and minds without us even realizing the damage it's doing. It is a poison that, when left unchecked, can eat away at our peace, our joy, and ultimately our purpose. We often think of jealousy as just a feeling, a passing emotion that everyone experiences from time to time. But I stand before you today to tell you that jealousy is much more than that. It's not simply an emotional reaction, it's a destructive force capable of wrecking lives if we don't distance ourselves from it. When jealousy takes root in our hearts, it distorts our perception of reality. We begin to view our own lives through a lens of inadequacy, constantly measuring ourselves against others. We compare our progress, our success, and even our happiness with those around us, forgetting that each person's journey is uniquely their own. This comparison breeds dissatisfaction. We look at what others have, what they've achieved, and we begin to question our own worth. We think, why don't I have that? Why isn't my life like theirs? And in that moment, we become blinded to the beauty of our own story. The joy of our own blessings becomes overshadowed by the false belief that we are somehow missing out. But let me tell you, this jealousy never leads to progress. It doesn't motivate us to work harder or to strive for better. Instead, it holds us back. When we give in to jealousy, we waste precious time and energy focusing on others rather than on our own growth. It saps our creativity, our drive, and our focus. Instead of looking forward to our own potential, we look sideways, distracted by someone else's success. Jealousy locks us in a mindset of competition, one that tells us there's only so much room for success, that someone else's achievements mean our own dreams are no longer possible. This couldn't be further from the truth. There is more than enough success, more than enough opportunity for everyone. But the worst thing about jealousy is how it affects our hearts. It erodes our character. When we are jealous, we begin to see others not as fellow human beings, but as threats to our own happiness. We start wishing for their downfall, even if we don't say it aloud. We may not voice our jealousy, but it seeps into our actions and attitudes. We become critical, judgmental, and resentful. Instead of celebrating the victories of others, we harbor bitterness. Instead of supporting them, we distance ourselves because their success stirs something uncomfortable inside us. And that discomfort isn't coming from them, it's coming from the jealousy within us. The truth is, jealousy doesn't just hurt the person we are jealous of, it hurts us first. It isolates us from others, closing us off to the possibility of connection and collaboration. When we allow jealousy to control us, we allow it to build walls between us and the world around us. We begin to see ourselves as separate from others, as if we are in some kind of race against them. But we are not in competition with anyone. Our race is with our own potential. We are called to be the best version of ourselves, not to measure our worth against someone else's success. So what do we do about it? How do we break free from the destructive power of jealousy? The first step is to recognize it for what it is, a thief of peace and a liar that convinces us we are lacking. We must acknowledge that jealousy doesn't come from God. It doesn't serve His purposes for our lives. Instead, it is a tool of the enemy used to distract us from our divine calling. The moment we recognize jealousy's grip on our hearts, we can begin to release it. We can choose to focus on our own journey, to trust that what is meant for us will never pass us by, and to believe that God has a purpose for us that is as unique as our own fingerprint. When we free ourselves from jealousy, we create space for gratitude to enter. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. It opens our eyes to the blessings that are already present in our lives, and it allows us to celebrate the success of others without feeling threatened. Instead of feeling inferior, we begin to see that someone else's success is not a reflection of our failure, it is proof that success is possible. We can draw inspiration from their story, learn from their journey, and be encouraged that if God did it for them, He will do it for us. The destructive power of jealousy is not something we must accept as part of our lives. It's something we can choose to reject. We are called to live in freedom, to embrace our uniqueness, and to celebrate the blessings in our own lives without comparison or competition. When we do that, we will find that jealousy has no place in our hearts. Instead, we will live in peace, knowing that our success is not dependent on anyone else's, but is rooted in the greatness that lies within us. Understanding your unique purpose is one of the most empowering realizations you can have in life. It's the key to unlocking your full potential, to living a life that's not just marked by success, but by deep fulfillment and meaning. Every person is created with a distinct purpose in mind, a path that is tailor-made for you and you alone. The problem arises when we fail to understand or appreciate that. When we allow the distractions of life to pull us off course or become consumed with the lives and achievements of others, we lose sight of the power that comes with embracing who we truly are. Your purpose is not something you find by looking at others, it's found by looking within. It's not a copy of someone else's success or journey. It is an original design perfectly crafted for your life and for the unique set of gifts, talents, and passions that you possess. When you understand your purpose, you stop measuring your success by the standards of others. The world tells us that success is about what you can accumulate or what you can achieve in comparison to someone else. But true success is about alignment with your purpose. It's about knowing that the work you do, the impact you make, and the life you live are a direct reflection of your divine calling. When you align your life with your purpose, you stop seeking approval from others because your fulfillment is no longer determined by external validation. Your purpose is your compass, and it guides you through every decision, every challenge, and every success. It empowers you to stay the course when things get difficult. And it propels you forward when the road ahead seems unclear. Understanding your purpose also gives you clarity about your worth. Many people wander through life uncertain of their value because they don't know their purpose. But when you recognize that your purpose is connected to something greater than yourself, when you understand that you were created to contribute to this world in a way only you can, your sense of self-worth soars. You begin to see yourself not as someone who is just here to take up space, but as someone with a mission, someone who has something significant to offer. There's a deep sense of peace that comes with knowing that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. That no matter the obstacles, setbacks, or delays, your life is part of a grand plan that is unfolding according to divine timing. Moreover, understanding your purpose empowers you to break free from the cycle of comparison. Too many of us spend our lives looking around, measuring our worth against others. We look at someone's success and feel inadequate because we think we should be at the same level, or we see someone's happiness and feel as though we are missing something. But when you understand that your journey is yours alone, that your purpose is unique, the need to compare yourself to others disappears. You realize that there is no race to run, no contest to win. The only competition you have is with yourself. How much closer can you get to fulfilling the purpose that God has placed in your heart? And that competition is not about being the best. It's about being your best and walking in your God-given purpose with integrity and passion. Knowing your purpose also allows you to tap into the strength and resilience you need to overcome life's challenges. There will always be obstacles. There will always be times when the road is tough. But when you are anchored in your purpose, you develop an unwavering determination to press on. Purpose gives you the fuel to keep going, even when it feels like the world is pushing against you. It gives you the ability to rise up when you've been knocked down. And when you're walking in your purpose, you carry an inner peace that allows you to handle the storms of life with grace and confidence. You know that every challenge is a part of the journey, a journey that is designed to refine you, to strengthen you, and to prepare you for the greatness that lies ahead. Your purpose is not just about you, it's about how you contribute to the world around you. When you fully embrace your purpose, you stop seeing life as a series of random events, but as an opportunity to serve, to uplift, and to leave a lasting impact on those around you. Your purpose is not just for your personal gain, it is meant to touch lives, to inspire others, and to make the world a better place. When you walk in your purpose, you become a light to others, showing them what's possible when they embrace their own unique calling. So I urge you today, take the time to discover and understand your purpose. It is the foundation upon which everything else in your life will be built. Don't let the distractions of the world lead you astray. Don't measure yourself by someone else's success. Understand that you are enough exactly as you are, with the gifts and talents that only you can offer. Embrace your purpose, walk in it with confidence, and watch as your life begins to unfold in ways that will not only fulfill you but inspire the world around you. Gratitude is a powerful force, one that has the ability to transform not just our hearts but the very trajectory of our lives. In a world where it's easy to focus on what we don't have or on what others seem to possess, gratitude shifts our perspective and brings us into alignment with what truly matters. It opens our eyes to the abundance that already exists in our lives, and in doing so, it frees us from the shackles of dissatisfaction and longing. When we embrace gratitude, we step into a new way of thinking, a mindset that recognizes that there is always something to be thankful for. No matter how difficult the circumstances, no matter how far we feel from where we want to be, there is always something that we can choose to be grateful for. It may be the breath in our lungs, the love of our families, or the opportunities we have before us. But gratitude allows us to focus on the positive rather than dwelling on the negative. It empowers us to find joy in the present moment, regardless of the challenges that may surround us. The freedom of gratitude lies in its ability to release us from the constant grip of comparison and jealousy. When we focus on what we have, we begin to see our lives as abundant rather than lacking. Gratitude teaches us to cherish the small blessings, the moments of peace, the quiet victories, the everyday gifts that we often overlook. These small blessings, when fully appreciated, accumulate into something much greater. It's when we start recognizing the good in the present that we stop chasing after what we think we need and begin to realize that we already have everything we need. This shift in mindset isn't just about being thankful for what we've been given. It's about recognizing that we are complete, whole, and worthy just as we are. Gratitude also frees us from the tyranny of external validation. So often we look to others for approval, seeking their recognition or admiration. But when we cultivate gratitude within ourselves, we no longer need to depend on the opinions of others to feel good about who we are. Gratitude fills the gaps that comparison and insecurity leave behind. It builds a foundation of self-worth that is unshaken by the highs and lows of external circumstances. When we are grateful for who we are, where we are, and what we have, we no longer feel the need to compete with or measure ourselves against others. We are secure in our own journey, trusting that our path is uniquely designed for us. Furthermore, gratitude has the incredible ability to heal. It has been said that you cannot feel both gratitude and anger, or gratitude and bitterness at the same time. When we choose gratitude, we release the negative emotions that weigh us down. We let go of resentment and replace it with a sense of peace and contentment. When we focus on what we're thankful for, we create space for healing to take place emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. The energy that gratitude generates is life-giving. It frees us from the past, from grudges, and from the burden of unhealed wounds. It opens up the possibility for joy to flow into places that once felt cold and dark. But perhaps one of the most profound aspects of gratitude is that it creates a ripple effect. When we embrace a grateful heart, that attitude begins to influence those around us. Gratitude is contagious. When we choose to see the good in others, when we express appreciation for the people in our lives, we uplift them. We become a source of encouragement and light, inspiring those around us to be thankful for the blessings in their own lives. The more we give thanks, the more we receive in return. Gratitude expands our capacity to experience joy, peace, and love, and in turn, it encourages others to do the same. In the end, gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a choice. It is a choice to see the glass as half full rather than half empty. It is a decision to count our blessings instead of counting our burdens. When we choose gratitude, we are choosing freedom. Freedom from negativity, freedom from comparison, freedom from jealousy, and freedom from dissatisfaction. Gratitude unlocks the door to a life of fulfillment and abundance, and in that freedom we begin to realize that everything we need to thrive is already within us and around us. When we walk in the freedom of gratitude, we open ourselves to the endless possibilities that life has to offer. The dangers of comparison are far more destructive than most people realize. We live in a world that thrives on measuring success, whether it's through wealth, status, appearance, or achievements. Social media, the news, and even our daily interactions are often built around showcasing what others have accomplished or acquired. It's easy to get caught up in that whirlwind and begin to compare yourself with others. But what you need to understand is that comparison is a thief. It steals your joy, your confidence, and your peace of mind. It steals your focus and robs you of the ability to truly appreciate your own progress and success. When we compare ourselves to others, we are essentially living in someone else's shadow. We are constantly evaluating where we are in relation to where they are. And while it may seem harmless at first, this habit begins to shape how we see ourselves and our potential. The moment we start comparing, we take our eyes off our own path, our own purpose. The very journey that God has ordained for us becomes blurred because we are distracted by someone else's walk. The road that was meant to be uniquely ours begins to feel inadequate, unworthy, or even irrelevant. We begin to feel that our progress isn't enough, that our achievements aren't significant enough simply because they don't look the same as someone else's. The truth is, when you compare yourself to others, you are measuring your worth against an external standard, one that is not even your own. You are allowing the success of others to define how you should feel about your own life. But what you need to realize is that success is not one size fits all. What works for one person may not work for another, and what fulfills one person may not fulfill you. Each of us is on a different journey, facing different challenges at different points in our lives. You cannot judge your success based on someone else's timeline because you don't know the sacrifices, struggles, or battles they face to get there. Their journey is not your journey, it's not your journey, and their success doesn't diminish the greatness that is unfolding in your own life. In fact, comparison often leads to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and frustration. You begin to question your worth, thinking that because you are not where someone else is, you are somehow falling behind. But that's a lie. The only person you need to compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Are you better today than you were yesterday? Are you taking steps toward becoming the person you were created to be? That is the only measure of success that matters. When you focus on your own growth, you free yourself from the toxic cycle of comparison. You begin to embrace your own journey and celebrate the progress that's uniquely yours. When comparison creeps in, it often breeds a spirit of competition instead of cooperation. We begin to feel threatened by others' success rather than inspired by it. Instead of lifting each other up, we tear one another down with our judgment and resentment. But when we choose to stop comparing, we free ourselves to build one another up. We celebrate others' victories because we know that their success does not diminish our own potential. There is enough room in this world for everyone to succeed, and the beauty of life is that we can all rise together. The more we distance ourselves from comparison, the more we come to understand the truth about our own worth. You are not defined by someone else's success. You are not defined by how fast someone else is progressing or how well they seem to be doing. You are defined by the unique purpose God has placed inside of you. Your value, your gifts, your contributions to the world are incomparable because they are yours alone. When you understand that, the desire to compare fades away. Your focus shifts from what others have to what you have been given. You begin to find fulfillment in your own journey, knowing that it is precisely the path you are meant to walk. As you move forward in your journey, remember that peace and fulfillment are not distant dreams, but present realities that you can experience every day. They are not contingent upon external circumstances or achievements, but on the alignment of your heart with your purpose and the trust you place in the one who created you. When you build peace within, you open the door to a life of abundance, fulfillment, and true joy. Understand that the challenges you face are not obstacles to your peace, they are opportunities for growth and deeper trust. The more you embrace the peace that comes from knowing your purpose and your worth, the more fulfilled you will feel, regardless of the circumstances around you. You have within you all that you need to live a life full of meaning, satisfaction, and deep inner peace. So I encourage you today, choose peace. Choose to be fulfilled. Let go of the need to chase after what the world offers and turn inward to the richness of who you are and the life that has already been prepared for you. You have everything you need to live the life of peace and fulfillment you were meant to live. Keep walking, keep trusting, and keep embracing the journey that lies ahead.